Welcome back to Brandon Sports View, everybody. Hope you're having an amazing day. I'm here for my Week 14 NFL game picks. Before we get into the content of my game picks, please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more great content coming up. First, we're going to start off with the Miami Dolphins versus the New York Jets. Now, this is just simple. Dolphins have to win. They're 5-7. At least they're closer to 500. The New York Jets are just 3-9 for the season. They're not a good team. Justin Fields was benched. So in this game, the Dolphins have to win. Tua Tagovailoa is probably going to throw an interception. He's probably going to throw an interception. But the Dolphins are a better team. They have to win this football game in order to keep themselves alive, even though they're not really contending for nothing because nobody trusts the Miami Dolphins. But in this game, flat out, you just have to pick the Dolphins. They're the better team, and this is kind of like a must-win for Mike McDaniel and his staff, just because I think they're being evaluated until the end of the season or whatever it is. I know the owner wants to keep them, but you never know because these owners are impulsive and they might change their mind on any given day. But the Miami Dolphins should win this game against a bad New York Jets team. Next up, we have Cincinnati versus Buffalo. Now, for me, I don't trust Buffalo's defense at all. I know they play well against the Pittsburgh Steelers, but that's the Steelers and that offensive line. I know the Cincinnati Bengals and offensive line is always not protecting Joe Burrow the best way, but for my money, even on my betting, I'm picking Cincinnati to win this game inside Buffalo. I trust Joe Burrow more than I trust Josh Allen. Josh Allen, either he's going to play really well and be a hero, or he's just going to play well enough, or he's just going to play bad when he plays teams. And Cincinnati's defense, the way that they went up against the Baltimore Ravens last week, has me feeling good about where Cincinnati is heading in the right direction, even though they still got a bad defense. But it was just the way that they played in that game. I fully expect Joe Burrow to have a great game. He has Jamar Chase, and he gets T. Higgins back from concussion protocol. He was ruled out with a concussion from last week's game, so he gets them back. The Cincinnati team, to me, the offense is going to be rolling. I believe in Joe Burrow right now in this situation more than I believe in Josh Allen. So I'm taking Cincinnati, and by the way, I know the Buffalo Bills just got Brandon Cooks, but the fact that the Saints couldn't use him, which is more of a indictment on the Saints, but I still give Buffalo a good chance to win this game. But all in all, I'm taking Cincinnati Bengals. Next up, we have the Seattle Seahawks at the Atlanta Falcons. Seattle's going to win. I'm not picking Atlanta no more. I'm not picking Atlanta anymore. That's right. Every time I pick Atlanta, they wind up losing. They always lose. I know Michael Penix is out the rest of the season with ACL. I don't trust Kirk Cousins at all, especially the way they played against the Jets. That was awful and despicable. I don't trust their defense. I don't trust their offense. The only person I trust is Bijan Robinson, and obviously Drake London. He's the only other person that you trust. But other than that, Atlanta Falcons ain't got no shot. The Seattle Seahawks defense is rolling. I know Sam Darnold's playing up and down these past couple weeks, but I'm still taking Seattle. Seattle's receivers are better. Defense is better. Offensive line looks like they're playing better, for crying out loud. But the Falcons in this game, even though it's, like I said, it's any given Sunday, I'm still taking the Seattle Seahawks. Because every time I take Atlanta, for some reason, they always lose. Next up, we have Pittsburgh versus Baltimore. Now, this game is going to come down to Lamar Jackson. Is he healthy or not? Is he going to play well or not? Is Aaron Rodgers going to play well or not? For some reason, these offense, besides Derrick Henry, the offense looks stagnant for Pittsburgh, and then when you look at Lamar Jackson, he looks stagnant because he just don't look healthy. All in all, in this game, I'm taking Pittsburgh. I know they're in Baltimore. I'm taking a risk here. I'm going with Pittsburgh. I believe in Baltimore Ravens defense starting to come alive, but man, Lamar Jackson, for some reason, I just don't know what's going on with him. He's just not playing well. He's not playing like a top 5 quarterback that he is. Because coming into every single season, Lamar Jackson should be on your top 5 list. But for this week and this week only, I'm taking Aaron Rodgers over Lamar Jackson, even though Aaron Rodgers ain't playing the best because of his left wrist injury. I still believe in Pittsburgh a little bit more in this game. Their defense needs to pick it up. For some reason, I don't know what's going on with this defense. Their defense coordinator might get fired at the end of the year because for some reason, they're just not playing well. I don't get it. $100 million on defense and you can't stop a cold. Come on, man. You have to get it together. This has to be a game that the Steelers say, you know what, we're going to try to win out for the rest of the season, trying to get into the playoffs. They still control. They still can win this division and be in the lead. And for some reason, it just looks like there's just no anxious. Like, nobody's anxious to win. Like, Lamar Jackson, when he's playing, it's like, come on, man. Like, the defense is relying on you. They haven't been good. Aaron Rodgers, the way that your defense is relying on you, they haven't been good either. You're supposed to rely on the defense. But only on this game, I think Pittsburgh is going to squeeze this one out with Aaron Rodgers at the helm. But Lamar Jackson, man, you have got to play better. And if he don't play well, you definitely got to take Pittsburgh, but I'm taking Pittsburgh. Next up, we have Tennessee at the Cleveland Browns. I'm taking the Cleveland Browns. Tennessee ain't good. Tennessee is 1-11. Cleveland's 3-9. Right now, if you ask me who's the better quarterback, I know Cam Ward is struggling. I'm taking Shador. in this particular moment. They got the better running game. They have the better defense. I feel bad for Cam Moore because Myles Garrett's coming for that record. He has 19 sacks on the season so far. They have the best top 5 defense in NFL. To me, one of the defensive player of the year. The best defensive player in the league. Myles Garrett might break the record, or he might get 2 or 3 sacks. But the defense in Cleveland is better. The running game, Quinshon Judkins is better. The wide receivers ain't. I mean, it's like a toss up here and there, but they have better tight ends in Cleveland as well. I'm taking Shedeur Sanders and the Cleveland Browns against this Tennessee Titans league worst defense, because man, they are horrible. Next up, we have the Indianapolis Colts versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now listen, in this game, I'm taking the Colts. I'm just saying flat out, I'm taking the Colts, and the reason why is, for some reason, I still don't trust Trevor Lawrence. 59% completion percentage, man. Come on. You are the number 1 overall pick, as I said in my prediction video weeks ago. For some reason, you just not playing well, and they're winning in spite of you. Again, Daniel Jones and the Colts need this game. They need this game because they just lost 2 in a row. Jacksonville can afford to, even though nobody can afford to lose, but Jacksonville could afford to lose this game and go face the New York Jets next week and get an easy W if Trevor Lawrence plays well. But for the Indianapolis Colts, they have Seattle next week. And Daniel Jones' fractured fibula, I don't think is healing fast anytime soon. So the Colts have to win this game. Listen, Jacksonville's defense is playing well all year. Trevor Lawrence has been up and down. The Indianapolis Colts defense have to take advantage of Trevor Lawrence and his inconsistencies. They have to. This is the moment that the Colts defense has to step up. I know Sauce Gardner's out for probably like another week or 2, but at least they didn't put him on IR, so he's out for 4 weeks. He's probably not going to be out for 2 weeks. They have to take advantage of Trevor Lawrence being inconsistent and him in the passing game and their running game being inconsistent. The Indianapolis Colts can win this football game. Daniel Jones cannot fumble. He was a fumbling machine in New York. He cannot fumble. Jonathan Taylor can't fumble. Everybody has to catch the ball. Receivers got to get down. I'm taking the Colts in this game. I think Jacksonville and the Colts are going to split. They face later on in the season. But in this game right here, Jacksonville could easily bounce back against the Jets. The Indianapolis Colts, you have Seattle in that defense. So even if you lose this week, you could lose next week, even though you don't want to lose. But realistically, you could lose and be like, you lose next week and say, well, at least we beat Jacksonville. We lose to the 49ers, and then we lose to Seattle, and then we have the 49ers after that. Could be a toss-up, depending on how the game is going to go. But the Colts have got to win the game. This is a must-win for the Indianapolis Colts, especially after losing 2 in a row. Next up, we have the Washington Commanders versus the Minnesota Vikings. In this game, I don't trust J.J. McCarthy. He's clear from concussion protocol. He's back. With that being said, I don't trust him. I trust Jaden Daniels, even though he had the hyperextended elbow. I trust him more than I trust J.J. McCarthy. Now, all in all, both of these teams ain't good. Washington is 3-9, and Minnesota is 4-8. But I trust Jaden Daniels more than I trust J.J. McCarthy. I trust that the Commanders, even though they put up a good fight against the Denver Broncos when that game went to overtime, I give them because they fought a little more. And Justin Jefferson, I said it before, he might get traded. At the end of the season, he might ask for a trade, and I don't blame him. This was miscalculated again, how you handle the quarterback position. I'm not trying to be too hard on J.J. McCarthy because he's a rookie, but man, it's like you just don't know what you're doing. But all in all in this game, listen, Minnesota has the better offense. They have the better offense. They have the best pieces in the league. That's why they should have went and got Aaron Rodgers, but enough of that. The Commanders, listen, you had a great run last year, went to the NFC Championship game. The reason why you're 3-9 is because of injuries. You'll bounce back next year. But for this game, this week in particular, I think the Commanders are going to pull this one out. I don't trust the Minnesota Vikings, especially with J.J. McCarthy at the helm overseeing this offense. Next up, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the New Orleans Saints. I don't really have to say much. Bucs are going to win this game, and it should be a blowout. Yes, they always compete against each other, blah, blah, all that other stuff. Or they're going to compete. It's any given Sunday. The Buccaneers should not lose this game. They're finally getting even more healthy. Mike Evans' practice window has been opened up. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are the better team. This New Orleans team, again, I keep telling y'all, Spencer Rattler is not the problem. I would trade Spencer Rattler to a better team because I think he's going to be a good quarterback in his league. He just has to prove it somewhere else. But New Orleans is 2-10. Tampa Bay 7-5. This is basically their division. I'm taking Tampa Bay over New Orleans. It's just that simple. They have the better defense. They have the better offense. New Orleans is just completely garbage. And if somehow New Orleans wins this football game, that means something catastrophic happened in Tampa Bay. Baker must have threw 3 interceptions, a fumble or something. I don't know what's going on if Tampa Bay decides they want to lose this week, which I don't think they are. I'm taking Tampa Bay. Next up, we have the Denver Broncos versus the Raiders. The Denver Broncos, this is the most probably easiest pick again, as I said about the New Orleans and Tampa Bay game. If Denver loses, Bo Nix is going to throw 3 interceptions. He's going to fumble, and something catastrophic is going to happen. The Denver Broncos have a top 5 defense. Bo Nix, even though I don't trust him in the first, second, and third quarter, I trust him in the fourth quarter because they've been rallying around in the fourth quarter, especially what they did to the Giants weeks ago when they scored basically, 33 points in that fourth quarter? Yeah, that was crazy. But all in all, Denver's the better team, better assets in general. I mean, we don't have to go on the list. The only thing that the Raiders have a value is Max Crosby, their left tackle, Miller, and Ashton Genty, which if I'm him, man, this Raiders offense not getting me beat up. I might ask for a trade. And I know he's on his rookie contract. He's only in his first year, but man, he is getting hit in that backfield where he can't get loose and he tries to run up the gut and there's no run blocking. Oh, man, he is getting killed out there. But with Denver, best team in the AFC so far, they're 10-2. Even though the Patriots are 11-2, a lot of people consider Denver to be a little bit better than New England just because of the wide receivers, different things like that. No-name wide receivers in New England. I know they have Stephon Diggs, but he's not prime Stephon Diggs. But I'm taking the Denver Broncos in this football game against the Raiders. Next up, we have the Green Bay Packers versus the Chicago Bears. Green Bay's at home in this game. I'm going to take the Green Bay Packers. Now, Chicago's schedule is a bit tough. They have Green Bay this week, have Cleveland next week, and then they got Green Bay again. So I'm going to take Green Bay at home. And the reason I'm taking Green Bay at home is because that defense, top 5 in the league. Micah Parsons already got 12 sacks, only been 12 games. This Packers defense is amazing. All we have to say is that Jordan Love cannot turn this ball over. And what I mean by that is, even though Chicago's pass defense and run defense ain't great, they're number 1 in the league in turnovers. That's the tricky part that's going to be in this game that you have to watch out for. Jordan Love cannot turn the ball over. No fumbling, no interceptions, stop throwing off your back foot all the time. It kind of annoys me a little bit when he goes back to pass. Like, just stay in the pocket, throw the ball. If you gotta run a little bit, just run. But you should be able to go against his defense and fare well against him. Again, number 1 in turnovers, but other than that, they're not that great. Now, as far as Caleb Williams going against this Packers defense, Caleb Williams, you can't turn the ball over either. They have to run the ball and have to pass the ball and do whatever they can for Caleb Williams not to get popped in this game by Micah Parsons because he's coming. He has 12 sacks and looks like he wants more. So I'm going to take Green Bay in this game. Now, if Caleb Williams somehow does win this game against Green Bay, they're going to have to face them in 2 weeks. So I think they're going to eventually split. But for this game, being that it's in Green Bay, I think that the Packers will win. Caleb Williams' completion percentage scares me because even though he's getting better as a player, his completion percentage is going down from last year, which I'm a big person on completion percentage. Get the ball and complete it to your wide receivers. And Caleb Williams, please stop rolling out of the pocket. And when he rolls out of the pocket, he just throws off base and throws the ball so hard. And the receivers never catch it most of the time. Sometimes they do. But most of the time when I'm watching him, they're not catching the ball. And it's an annoyance because it's like, man, just when you're running, if the person's kind of far away from you, you stand there and then you throw it. But sometimes they really be on him. That's why he does it like that. But the way he throws it so hard when he's on the run, going towards the sideline, it's like, man, every time a receiver tries to grab that, it bounces out of the hand. I think he's just throwing it too hard. I don't know. It's just something. It just seems weird when he does that. But I think that they'll split this series between Green Bay and Chicago. Chicago is 9-3. Green Bay is 8-3-1. So I know Chicago has to go face Cleveland next week, which I think they'll probably win that game, even though it's going to be hard going against Myles Garrett. But if Green Bay wins this game, Chicago loses, I don't think it's really going to hurt Chicago in the long run if they win, next week and the week after. But Green Bay has to win this game. Do not let up. You had a great game on Thanksgiving. Do not let up. Next up, we have the Los Angeles Rams versus the Cardinals. Rams are the better team. This is going to be quick and simple. The Rams have to win this game. You just lost to the Panthers. That was absolutely terrible. Matthew Stafford had an interception. He had a pick six, another interception. Then he fumbled the football. Absolutely unacceptable. Devontae Adams leading the league in touchdowns. Puka Nacua, best wide receiver duo for this season. So for me, the Rams have to win this game. Matthew Stafford got to bounce back. To me, I have Drake May right now as the front runner for the MVP. I have Matthew Stafford second. I got Drake May number 1. Even if they win this game, it's against the Cardinals. Now, I told you guys every single week when I talk about the Cardinals fight and they play hard. The Cardinals they just seem like they just never want to quit. And I know Kyler Murray is going to be out for the rest of the season, which is unfortunate, but I don't think he's probably not going to play there anymore, depending on what goes on in the offseason. But for this game and this week, the Rams, it's simple. You got to win. That's it. Arizona Cardinals are going to play hard for the head coach. They're going to play hard for Jacoby Brissett. I always tell you they fight. They don't seem like they want to go on vacation. Even though they're 3-9 and the Rams are 9-3, they still fight. But in this game, I'm going with the Rams. Next up, we have the Chiefs versus the Texans. I'm taking the Chiefs. Chiefs have to win this game. They're 6-6. They lose this game, they really pretty much out the playoffs. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The Texans are 7-5. They can afford to be 7-6. The Chiefs can't afford to be 6-7. The Chiefs have to be 7-6. The same way if they win this game, the Texans will be 7-6 as well. The Chiefs have to win, and their offensive line, penalties, not playing well. Patrick Mahomes, for some odd reason, is taking sacks. I'm just like, what are you doing? Sometimes he just stands there, tries to run, he just stands there, and then he takes a sack sometimes. I'm like, man, what are you doing? He did that against the Dallas Cowboys. And this game, Patrick Mahomes has got to be on his best behavior playing his football. No, and again, it's for any quarterback to have no turnovers. But against this Texans defensive line, you saw what they did to Josh Allen. Then you saw that they played a good game against the Colts, 20-16. They won that game. At least if they lose to the Chiefs this week, they're at Kansas City. You have the Cardinals coming up. You have the Raiders. You have the Chargers. Then you got the Colts again. So that's 2 victories, in my opinion. I know it's any given Sunday, but realistically, they could beat the Cardinals and beat the Raiders, and they could probably split against, that might be a fair game against the Chargers, depending on how Justin Herbert is at that time of the season. And then you face the Colts again, you can split with the Colts. So they have an easier road ahead for them, but Kansas City needs this. I need Chris Jones to get a sack in this game. I need Kansas City's defense to be alert, be sound, and get after the quarterback. They need to get after CJ Stroud. The Houston Texans offensive line is not great, which has always been a problem in Houston for some reason. Even when Deshaun was there, the offensive line was not that great. But in this game, Chiefs defense got to play hard. They have to get after CJ Stroud. Patrick Mahomes against this defensive line can't be standing in the pocket. You got to roll out. If you got to do rollouts, if you got to put an extra offensive lineman in, you got to put the running back to basically block for you. You got to have extra blockers out there. You have fast wide receivers. I know Derek Stingley's on that defense. This Houston defense is elite. They're elite. But if you had to ask me, who would you trust more in this football game? I trust Patrick Mahomes more than I trust CJ Stroud. And that's no disrespect to CJ Stroud, because I like CJ Stroud as a quarterback. The Kansas City Chiefs have got to win this game. This is a must-win. There's a lot of games it's not, because it's like, it's up and down. Kansas City, they have to win. If they don't win, to me, it's over. And plus, under Patrick Mahomes, they've never had 7 losses under him. They've never lost 7 games. They lost 6 games and still went to a Super Bowl and won, but they haven't lost 7. They'll be 6-7 if they lose this game. They cannot lose this game. They have to stay in the race in order to at least try to get to the playoffs. But if they lose, it's over. But I'm picking Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes has to play out of his mind and stop taking sacks when it's not necessary to take the sack. Next up, we have the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Chargers. Okay, this is the game that Jalen Hurts has got to bounce back. He has not been playing well. And I wanted to say something up here too. It seems like the Eagles ain't got no chemistry. I know Lane Johnson's out. Jalen Carter's out on the defensive side of the ball. But, man, it seems like when he throws the ball, I know A.J. Brown had 10 catches, but for this year, for some reason, it just seems like they don't have no chemistry between them. I don't know what's going on with Jalen Hurts, but he has to get it together. This game, I know the Chargers, Jim Harbaugh is always going to coach a good defense. But for this team in particular, the Eagles got to bounce back, especially Justin Herbert broke a bone in his left hand. You have got to take advantage of that. His offensive line, both left tackle and right tackle, Slater and all are out for the season. Slater been gone since preseason. But this is the time and the advantage that the Philadelphia defense has to bounce back. Take advantage of the fact that Justin Herbert is ailing. Take advantage of the fact that their tackles are gone. And take advantage of the fact that, yes, you're on the road, but your fans travel. The Chargers' home base ain't really that great. This is a must-win for the Philadelphia Eagles, too, because the Chargers, they're 8-4. Both teams are 8-4. So it's like, one team's 8-5, one team is 8-5, but at least the Chargers are still second in the division. Philadelphia is number 1 in the division. Keep separating. Obviously, the Dallas Cowboys just lost, but still. The Eagles have got to run the ball with Saquon Barkley. I don't know what's going on with Saquon. Offensive line ain't blocking like they was. I know Lane Johnson's out, but in this game, the Philadelphia Eagles have to win. If the Chargers wind up winning, then the trust in Philadelphia is going to be gone completely. They have got to get it together. Jalen Hurts, run the football. If you have to throw the ball to Dallas Goedert, throw the ball to the tight end, Jalen Hurts. If you got to run and slide. Throw the ball to Saquon Barkley on the screenplay. Run some screen plays. Do something. It just seems like their offense, like Drew Brees said earlier this season, it's boring. And that's when I took away from that, man, this offense is boring. It's boring watching y'all. Stop being boring and start being elite. You just want a Super Bowl. That's what's so frustrating about this team. Is like, man, you just want a Super Bowl and you playing like this. Listen, you're going to get the best competition every single week. But even if you get the best competition every single week, still play up to your level. And that's what Philadelphia has not been doing. You have not been playing up to your own level of football. So in this game, I'm picking Philadelphia. Philadelphia has to win this game. And just a reminder, the Panthers, Patriots, Giants, and the 49ers are on the bye week. All right, guys, so that's my game picks. Let me know in the comment sections down below. Who are you taking this week? Who are your game picks? You can put in the comment sections down below. I'll read them, respond back to some of them. Enjoy the football games. I will be back after the football games for my instant reaction to those games. Please don't forget to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button to the YouTube channel for more great content coming up. Until next time, guys, see you real soon.